Hi, Michelle. So we're going to start with your shadow work first, and then I'm going to do your questions about your significant other, and we're going to see how his feelings are. And I'm including signs, symbols, and synchronicities. It's one of my newest decks, just to see if there's any sort of like validation that you might see in your path to know that you're kind of on the right path, or that maybe there's some sort of detour going on that you might need to look out for. So I'm going to include those. So we're going to start with the shadow side. So there's two decks. One is the shadow, one is the light. So both of them will help create balance. And ironically, so I shuffled and don't look at these, we have the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of both. So this is balancing finances. This is being in a lack mentality, and this is finally finding the balance in your finances so that things can go forward. So we're actually going to start your reading there. All right, so let's see what we have going on from the shadow side. So the shadow side is the side that we suppress, or the side that we keep hidden, our subconscious mind, things that maybe we might know about, but we might not know about. And so we kind of are able to unwrap the layers, so to speak, like peeling an onion. There's many layers to us. And so this helps us to be able to see what might potentially be hindering our growth and progress forward. And with the light side, that's the side that we show to the world. So when we can balance the two, we come into true alignment with ourself, and we're our authentic version of ourself. And that's where we're truly trying to be. So that's what shadow work helps us do. All right, so we know that issues with finances could definitely be what we're trying to balance right now. So what else does Michelle need to know? Let's see. Two of Swords. Some sort of decision that you are pondering. We already know what that decision is based on yesterday's reading, but this is a lack of forward movement. This is indecision at its finest. This is clouded judgment. This is really a card indicating that even though you know there's a choice that has to be made, that you're hesitating on basically pulling the trigger on making that actual decision. But indecision is still a decision, even if you haven't made one and things are still not going well, that's actually a choice as well. So what the advice usually is with the Two of Swords would be that you need to weigh your options carefully, and that you also need to make sure that you remove any sort of blindfold about your situation and see things for facts, for black and white, for the truth of what they actually are, in order to make a wise, logical decision. All right, the Nine of Cups. So this is a lot of unfulfilled dreams. This is a lot of emotional unfulfillment. Normally the Nine of Cups would be a lot of happiness, having like your dreams be realized. This is like the total opposite of that. It's like your dreams are shattered. And we have three shattered glasses on here. So hopefully that shows up on the camera for your side. But with the three shattered glasses, that almost tells me like it's three broken hearts. So I don't remember if you said he had two children or more than two children, but I almost feel like this is the loss that you're already starting to feel by knowing that you need to leave your situation, or that you're contemplating leaving your situation. And that this is something that you're trying to come to terms with. You're trying to really look at the situation as, okay, if I leave, how do I cope with this? How do I not hurt other people? I almost feel like you're really trying your best not to inquire any negative karma by leaving this, which is fantastic. You don't want that. But that you're trying to do the best for everybody involved. And so you've almost put your needs on the back burner. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do that forever. You will have to make some sort of decision, because otherwise it's almost like you're just living in limbo. So you're not actually living, you're just kind of existing. And that's not what you're here to do. So we do have to come to some sort of decision. The Two of Cups is typically seen as union, but when it's in the shadow side, it's things are really rocky, things are uncertain, there's breakup potentially, unrequited love, somebody's not reciprocating your feelings, a lot of emotional distance. So that definitely echoes what we had discussed already, is that there's a big disconnect between the two of you. Your emotional needs are not being met, as well as probably your, physical needs are not being met at this time, unless by yourself, because there's a huge disconnect or discord, unbalance, a lot of just like broken heart syndrome is what I'm picking up, especially with the Nine of Cups as well. All right, so the High Priestess. So this is all about listening to your intuition, and this is failing to do so when it's in the shadow. I feel like your intuition has given you red flags that you've ignored, probably due to the fact that you don't want to hurt anybody else. So in return, it's you that's being hurt. I think that you really need to trust your intuition, that it's probably screaming at you. And I'm not calling you out. I've been the same way in my life. I'm the type of person who I will give it my all until it breaks me. And I'm to the point in life now where I will no longer self-sacrifice for my own happiness. So if somebody doesn't match my energy, I'm out and I'll drop them like a bad habit because my intuition has shown me over the years that I deserve better and that you need to trust where your intuition is guiding you to be. That there's a reason why it gives you red flags, there's a reason why it takes you out of situations or puts you in situations. And there's a wealth of hidden knowledge that you can tap into, and that I think you really need to start paying attention to that. All right, the Eight of Wands. So this is telling us that there's a lack of communication currently, and that there's a big disconnect when it comes to speaking openly and honestly. Lots of delays around communication, miscommunication, just not being able to talk to this person, broken communication too, or just like a lot of fights and animosity when you try and communicate. It's like no matter what you do, it doesn't come out right. That's the energy that's coming through with that card. No matter what you say, no matter how you try and say it, no matter how diplomatic you try and be, that the message is not received is what I'm getting. Let's see, the Lovers. Yep, and it's definitely within your love relationship. So this is needing to make a choice in love as well. But in the shadow side, it's a little bit different. I'm actually going to give you the book meaning on this card because I want to make sure that you get the entire message. And normally I would just tell you, it's like indecision and love, but it's really more than that. So let me get it for you. There we go. Okay, so the Lovers in the shadow side. In the twilight garden, the flowers have become serpents. The trickster love, Eros, has emboldened the pair to commit to each other. Their shading umbrella is folded, but its head points to the moon as though it would puncture it, letting fall the sustaining rays of love's miraculous healing power. Its ability to bind all upon whom its light falls in bonds of silk and dream. In most readings, the card serves literally to marry the meanings of the cards that surround it. People fall in and out of love all the time, and this card may suggest either a burgeoning romance or the end of a relationship. But in every case, Love himself watches over his darts that have struck, and in any reading concerned with romantic love, the implication in the presence of help and hope. The implication is the presence of help and hope. So basically, it's a choice in love that, you have to decide whether you're going to stay or whether you're going to go. And that came out in your reading yesterday as well. So it's definitely a choice when it comes to love. There's lack of communication. There's no emotional fulfillment. Your intuition's telling you it's time to make a decision. And we're hesitating still. And money could definitely be a factor. Like, I've been there myself. Totally understand that it's like, hey, I'd love to leave, but I don't have $1 million in the bank. I don't have the finances to be able to just get out sometimes. Totally get that. Been there myself. So divine intervention may have to occur for these things to really change, or you might emotionally have to detach from your person in order to kind of work on you. And I think that's exactly what you're trying to do. 7 of Coins. So this is not throwing in the towel normally before you're ready, but if you've exhausted all options and the frustrations are not changing, that there's no actual change, it's almost like you've invested so much time and energy into this, maybe even money, that you've got to see things differently. It's like, okay, maybe it was a lesson. Maybe this isn't my forever person. Maybe what I really need to do is focus on me, focus on what's important in my life. And he's either going to get on board or he's going to end up wanting to leave himself. That's also an option that I see coming through. it is. All right, Seven of Cups. He feels maybe like you have a lot of options, or you feel like he has a lot of options when it comes to love. But this is like fantasy land. This is not based in reality. This is something that you're under some sort of illusion, or he is. And I feel like he's in la la land right now. He's oblivious to the fact that you're unhappy, that things aren't working, that you're contemplating leaving. It's almost like his eyes are just closed to the fact that it's like, hello, dummy, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to call him a dummy, but hello, dummy, wake up, because the love of your life potentially could be trying to exit your life and you have no idea. I feel like this will completely take him by surprise because he's just oblivious to it, is really what's coming through. Three of Wands. You've waited long enough, I feel like, for things to change. I think you have waited and waited and waited and hoped and pleaded, and it's the same shit, different day. And you know I'm blunt, so I'm just going to tell you how I see it. I have no reason to lie to you or sugarcoat things. You want the truth, I'm going to give you the truth no matter how ugly it is. You have exhausted all your options. You are emotionally unfulfilled. You are drained. You are sick of the status quo. There's no communication. There's no intimacy. There's no fucking connection anymore, is what is showing in the cards. And you've waited and waited and waited for things to change, and it hasn't changed. So I feel like you're doing the soul searching and the development on your side. Page of Coins. So I feel like you're doing some inner work. I feel like you're doing some study on things that, you know, kind of light you up, or things that you want to do. I think you're planning and setting goals right now, or you need to be. I just feel like there isn't a lot of forward progress at your current time. I think you're a lifelong learner, and I almost feel like he's kind of dug his heels in and he's just not willing to change anything, no matter what it is, whether it's giving up addictions, whether it's giving up exes, whether it's giving up all the things that your intuition is screaming at you need to change. He's just like, apathy. That's the word that's coming to mind, apathy. Just real lackluster. He's not interested in trying to change anything. It's just like, it's whatever. What else do we need to know? How do we create the balance? All right, Ace of Wands. So this is nice. It's nice to see something that's going in a new beginning. So where money was an issue, things start to improve. There's some sort of creative idea, a breakthrough, some sort of growth, a new beginning. And aces are always the first stage. So it's like the brainstorming, the planning. But this is about a creative venture. So it could be your crystal business that you're thinking of doing. Could be a passionate new encounter as well with somebody new. Remember, we had new love coming in for you too. So just make sure you're ready. Like, don't jump in head first on a one night stand or anything, because that's not going to be emotionally fulfilling. And then you're going to have more work that you've got to do to heal from that. You know what I mean? So do your healing work. I feel like women, especially, we detach emotionally from relationships that we know are no good for us months, sometimes years before we actually physically leave. So if you're like mentally checking out and you're, you know, working internally on healing what's broken within you from this relationship, then that's fantastic. If you're not, I would suggest you start, whether you stay or whether you go. I mean, I'm not trying to force you out of a relationship by any means, but you're going to have to decide what works for you. You're going to have to make a decision. But there is some sort of new project, new prosperous influence coming in, some sort of creativity. It's like the spark comes back. So that's awesome. And we have to let go of the toxicity. So the devil is Capricorn energy. And I feel like it's going to be so important for you to just really let go of the toxic cycles, relationships, addictions, codependency, things that leave you feeling stuck, trapped, or bound. That it's past time, that unless you find the balance, you're not going to be happy. And I feel like that's what you need to decide. What is it that makes you happy? What's going to create the balance in your life so that you can actually go forward? on your new journey to your new creative prospects. What does that look like to you? All right, Eight of Cups. So this is needing to walk away from something where you've exhausted all of your options to fix it. This is a card of literally turning your back and walking away because there's nothing else that can be done. I really wish I had better news for you, Michelle. This is not making me happy to have to deliver a message like this, but honestly, I think your intuition's been telling you this for a while is what's coming through. So the Eight of Cups, you've exhausted all your options, or if you haven't, once you feel like there's nothing more that can be done to salvage these things, then it's time to throw in the towel and walk away. Page of Swords. This person or somebody is definitely spying on your connection, whether it's his ex or whether it's him, like maybe thinking you have lots of options and kind of spying on you. I do feel like that is potentially what's going on. Somebody is like stalking things like your social media. They're showing me outdoor cameras in my head. Didn't I tell you before to amp up your security around your house? I think I did. So that tells me that it could be that person, the ex maybe, that's potentially spying. Very immature energy, a gossip, someone who likes drama and causing drama in your love relationship. So whoever that is in your life, it's air sign energy. So Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Very immature. All right, the Lovers again. So this tells you that things once were really good, but we have a choice that we have to make. And if we're not listening to our intuition, that it's not going to be what we want it to be. The Lovers is Gemini energy. What we're looking for is stability. What we're looking for is somebody who reciprocates our emotions, meets and matches our energy and our effort. And if we aren't getting that, we're going to get red flags. And our intuition is going to kind of show us, hey, something's off here. Pay attention. Hey, this doesn't feel right. I don't know if I like that. They're drawing me to the arrow on top of the umbrella on this card. I think you're going in a new direction. So in this card, the arrow is pointed up. In this card, it's pointed in a different direction. I think you're about to take your love life in a new direction. I think you are going to make some sort of decision that changes things for you. Whatever that is, I don't know. That's going to be up to you, but I do see that things start to change. All right, what else do we need to know? Let's see, Six of Wands. Yep, there's your victory. Where you had no communication before, lack of effort, all of a sudden it's like breakthrough. Here it is. Not only do I see that you come out on top on this, I feel like this has been a long fought battle for you and that you are working towards your goals, your creative goals, your happiness. And I think that your hard work pays off. It's almost like you get noticed for whatever you bring to the table. So maybe this is at a job where you get some sort of promotion, some sort of recognition, an award, but it's a victory. Being cast in the spotlight, fame is also indicated with that card. It's fire sign energy, Aries, Sag, or Leo. Lots of changes. Yeah, money could change for the better. The collaboration. You need a partner that's willing to compensate you, not compensate you, that's willing to connect with you and collaborate with you. You need a true partner, and you don't have a true partner at this time. Yeah, the message is starting to come through very clear. So the Lovers in the shadow and the Three of Coins is really you need teamwork to make the dream work. And if there's no teamwork, there's no collaboration, there's no physical connection, there's no intimacy, there's no communication. There's not much really left of a relationship at that point. You know what I mean? All right, Six of Coins. So this tells you that money greatly improves, that you go from the Seven of Serpents where you're frustrated with money to all of a sudden things start to dramatically improve. Raise, promotion, unexpected money coming to you, having more than enough to be charitable to others, that you're going to be fine financially. once you make these decisions. The Emperor. All right. So this comes out with the Seven of Cups, thinking that you don't have options or that somebody thinks you have a lot of options. This is being disillusioned. We go from being disillusioned to a man with a plan. All right. So the Emperor, this is Aries energy. He's very calculated. He's very bold. He takes strategic risks. He's somebody who he's calculated, he's cunning, he's business oriented, he's stable, he's generous, he's protective. He's like the divine masculine. So this could be your divine masculine coming in for you. I feel like he would match your energy. I feel like he would pour into your cup that you wouldn't feel like you lack things. He's a man with a plan. He knows what he wants and he goes after it. Like he's not gonna pussyfoot around. He's somebody who's like determined to take action. Where what you're currently dealing with feels like he's not taking any action. He's in page energy, which is very immature. The Emperor is the polar opposite of that. The Emperor is like alpha male in a positive way. It's like all of the positive characteristics so that we would be able to be in our feminine energy, so that we wouldn't have to feel like we have to do everything or that we have to always be in charge of things. It's like we get to be in our soft feminine energy when a true masculine is in our life. And that's what the Emperor is. He's the divine masculine. All right, Two of Coins. You're juggling something. You're juggling a decision. I feel like the weight is what you're juggling at this time. Could be finances that you're juggling as well, some sort of decision. Something has to be released for the balance to come in, though. Queen of Swords. Yep, you have to cut out something or eliminate something. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I feel like your intuition is actually telling you what you need to let go of. She's cunning. She's an intellectual. She's somebody who gives tough love. She's somebody who makes calculated decisions. She's very smart. She also demands authority and respect. So that might be something that you're not getting right now. And I think that that's where you kind of need to draw the line and eliminate things. All right. Let's see. Where's my other deck? Anything else that's hidden for Michelle in this reading? Anything else that she needs to know that she hasn't seen? Too many. What else does Michelle need to know that's hidden? All right, Seven of Swords. So the deception will come to light. Liars, cheaters, manipulators, all that sneaky, underhanded behavior, it's going to be found out. These people are getting caught for whatever they did, whether this is legal action coming against them, whether this is lies being brought to light. It's going to be found out, so you're going to know, and I feel like that's going to help you make your decision. And Page of Wands. This is somebody who maybe rushed into something that was toxic and that now they're trying to like let go of this, or the player has changed his ways. So Page of Wands is fiery energy. It's somebody who's normally a player. They're playing the field. They don't want to commit. I call them the flight risk. But in the shadow side, it's like something has changed, that they no longer wish to do those things, and that they're trying to find some stability and not to be a player any longer. The Stars. I feel like this was part of a wish fulfillment, that this person would change. And I think you've lost all hope that that's possible at this point. That's exactly what I'm picking up. That's Aquarius energy with the Stars. Page of Serpents, Page of Coins in this deck. So you are moving forward onto greener pastures. You're learning your lessons. You're making a decision to change. More money is coming to you. It might trickle in slowly at first. I feel like you're expanding your knowledge. Could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Let's see, Queen of Wands. You are either manifesting a new change, you're finding your courage, your confidence, your passion. It's almost like you're igniting your own passion again. Like you've had enough. You're going through a major transformation. There's two butterflies up here at the top. You're going through your metamorphosis. Sometimes it's ugly, sometimes it hurts, but you are transforming the situation or the energy. All right, Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think somebody needs to come in bravely with some sort of communication. I think the communication is going to be about how the situation transforms. It's almost like your wish fulfillment was for him to kind of man up and be brave and just kind of let go of what's keeping you guys stuck. And that hasn't happened yet. And I think you've like given up hope that it's going to change. You're burnt out and exhausted. You need some rest in this situation, and you really need to kind of regroup and listen to your intuition. Your final card for this. There's some sort of unexpected offer coming out of the blue in love. I personally think it's your divine counterpart. And I think this person will actually match your energy in the relationship, and that this person will actually give you everything that you've lacked in your current situation. But it comes unexpectedly. It's going to be when you aren't expecting it. It'll be from somebody that you don't expect. Could be a water sign, a Gemini, or an Aries. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, or a Gemini. Any of those could apply. Excuse me, I get hiccups. All right. So I think you have some serious decisions to weigh. Things start to transform with your creative side, your independence, your money starting to change for the better. But girl, you're burnt out. So make sure that you take rest too. And then when you least expect it, you've got a new offer coming in. So do the healing because you want to be able to go forward with this new person. All right, I'm going to clean these up. I'm going to pause your video and I will be back with the other half. All right, so let's see what's going on in the current situation. What are his feelings? I'm going to start with tarot and then I'm going to pull some of the oracles as well. All right, so we start with strength. This is Leo energy. Whether this is you that's had to be strong or him that's had to be strong, I feel like inner strength is really what's coming through. Eight of Swords. You're overthinking this situation or he is overthinking it. We're going to do the current situation first. So whether it's you, whether it's him, you apply it where it needs to be. But this is your current situation that somebody's trying to find their courage and strength, that they're overthinking the current situation, that finances could definitely be affecting the family, whether it's good, whether it's bad. This is generational wealth, some sort of inheritance, a legacy. And maybe that's what you guys were trying to build, was build a successful life together for your family. And I feel like you're really worried that you're going to somehow harm the children in this situation. I don't think that you're worried about harming him. I think you're feeling like he made his bed, he can lie in it, but I think you're more focused on you don't want to hurt the kids because you love the kids. And I think that's why you're really stuck overthinking this, that you don't want to put them through anything else, that they've been through enough, and you don't want to add to their plate of chaos. That's admirable. But sometimes what's best for everybody is to let go of what doesn't work. And it's like, I've been divorced twice. My kids used to tell me, you guys were so much better apart than you were together. And it's the truth. Like they would have rather us been apart and been happy separately than to see us together and fighting and toxic. So keep that in mind. Two of Wands. So this is definitely something where you're looking towards your future. You're trying to make plans. Travel is also involved, but it's like you're planning for your future. And what does that look like? I know that you want love, and it does look like there's the potential for new love to come in. In several of your readings, that's come out. So there's a choice that needs to be made. Do you stay? Do you go? Do you end things? Do you deepen things? There's going to be a reason to celebrate in your current situation. Some good news is actually coming. Celebrations, anniversaries, birthdays, parties, all of that is good news. There's your spark of creativity coming through again, so that's super important. I think that's what you really need to focus on is your creative projects and the things that light you up and give you that spark of joy. And then you need to let go of what isn't working. The Ten of Swords is letting go of the backstabbing, the betrayal, and all of the things that really just don't work in your life. All right, we're going to get some oracle cards. Let's see What is your side of this? What is Michelle's side of this? All right, throat chakra came out reversed. So shy, weak, fear of speaking, lying, unable to listen. So I feel like you think that he is lying, and that takes a lot of strength on your part. Maybe you are afraid to speak up. Maybe you think that he's lying to you about something, or he's unable to listen, and that creates a lot of problems in the relationship. What else is Michelle's side of the situation? The seed of creation also came out in reverse. So it's the blueprint of the universe, the wisdom, growth, and creativity. So I feel like you have the wisdom to kind of start over or plant new seeds. But at the same time, it's also like nothing's growing because it's like you're not nurturing what you need to grow. You need to focus on the things that you can control, not the things that you can't. All right, the Raven. Some sort of prophecy, insight, or transformation is coming with your finances, as well as it could potentially affect you positively, the family positively. It's transforming things. You could also see a raven in your path. Engagement, and it came out reversed. So I think the decision is going to be to end something, whether you're engaged to him currently or whether this is you're breaking off a long-standing commitment to go towards your future, is what it feels like. The crown chakra. So when it comes to love, the lovers, this card, this is listening to your intuition. You need to work on your crown chakra. There's a lot of wisdom. There's miracles potentially coming through. It's your awareness. It's really paying attention to your intuition. And you also had the high priestess in the shadow of your shadow work. So that's failing to listen to your intuition, paying attention to the red flags. It will guide you where you need to be, especially when it relates to love. Cinderella's slipper, Cinderella's shoe. So this is leaving something behind. In the fairy tale is ending and your new life begins, but it leaves you feeling vulnerable. But that comes out with the Three of Cups, meaning that it's giving you a reason to celebrate. There will be good news. There is, even though you're scared and you have to leave something behind, that you know that the fairy tale is kind of over and that's when your new life begins and it's going to give you a reason to celebrate. So think of in the movie Cinderella, right? All of her fairy tales ending at midnight. She has until midnight literally to be able to, get everything she needs to accomplish, and then she's got to go or everything starts to fizzle out and the fairy tale is over. She wants to start her new life. The only way she can start her new life is she has to leave the old one behind. And then you get your reason to celebrate. Awesome. The arrow. So the arrow is really significant for first being pulled backwards before being catapulted forward at great speed in a new direction. So the arrow, pulled back before catapulting forward in a new direction of success. That comes out with the Ace of Wands. Love this. They're both red. They're both fire energy. You're going in a new direction because the current direction isn't where you're meant to be. And you have to leave the old life behind before the new life is able to begin. You have to energetically create the space, sometimes physically create the space. Tell me about the Ten of Swords. All right, cloak of authority and protection. I think you're finally starting to see all of this for what it actually is. And so because you see it for what it is, that spirit is basically giving you, this like cloak of authority around you. And they're like, listen, we're protecting you on this journey, but you have to do the thinking for yourself. You have to make these decisions and you have to be able to live with it. So if you're tired of the status quo, if you're tired of the backstabbing, the betrayal, the nightmares that you're dealing with, then you have to make a decision that you can live with to go forward. All right, let's see. What is his side of this situation? All right, we start with the Two of Pentacles, so juggling things. This could be juggling finances, trying to find the balance somewhere in life, but needing to let something go in order to create the balance. Page of Pentagrams. So I feel like whoever this resonates for, whether it's your side or his, this is an opportunity of growth in your finances. The Page of Pentagrams is like entrepreneurship. It's starting your own business. It's moving, traveling, relocating to greener pastures. And the seed of creation is important. It's like, so what you want to grow, you have to water, right? So it's greener where you water it. So if you want to start your own business, I feel like you have to pour into that. Five of Blades. So this tells us that there's been a lot of conflict, a lot of chaos, and also a lot of confusion. And I think he's feeling really confused right now. King of Goblets. Normally, I would say he's the ideal father figure, and maybe he started out that way. But he also has like a negative side to him sometimes where he can be quite violent. He can be somebody who is um, he's protective, but he can also be a narcissist. He didn't come out in the reverse. I'm just trying to explain all of the attributes. So, like when he's in the positive side, he's very charming, he's very nurturing, he's evolved, he's romantic, he's wears his heart on his sleeve, like all of those good qualities. And I feel like that's what brought you to this person, that I think that is exactly who he is at his core. But when you factor in all of the other circumstances that are going on, people change, right? So I feel like you had hope that this was going to be your forever person, that this was going to be the love of your life, all these things. And I think he expects a victory. He thinks that he's going to win. Whether that happens or not, I don't know yet. Let's see what else. Give me three more cards for his side. Seven of Pentacles. So lots of frustrations around work and money, or in general. Wanting to throw in the towel early because things aren't working. See, he thought he was getting a victory, but now he's frustrated because things aren't going his way, that things are changing. I think you're gathering your confidence and your courage, and now you're getting some sort of attention for all this stuff. And he's like, no, I don't like this at all. Like, why is she changing? Because he thought he was getting a victory in this. And then there's money. So like somebody's coming into a decent sum of money. Money is improving in the situation. All right. What is the truth of the situation? What do they need to know? Ending, the Omega. End, last, finality. We're not juggling things anymore. Some sort of decision will be reached. The scroll. Somebody is definitely ignorant to oh, I love Spirit sometimes. I always say Spirit has jokes, and sometimes I'm the butt of their jokes. So Spirit's coming through with the fact that if you were a book, he's illiterate, and it says illiteracy on the card. If you were a book, he's illiterate. He's oblivious to what's going on right now, or he's pretending that he's ignorant in this situation. The Phoenix. There's a lot of growth and transformation that's needed, and I feel like it's you that is transforming. I think the only way he's going to transform is to have a come to Jesus meeting. There's no nice way of putting it. Like, he's so confused by the fact that, like, well, why would you want to leave? Why would you want to stay? That's what I keep hearing. Why would you want to stay? There's no growth. There's no affection. There's no communication. There's no intimacy. Why would you want to stay? You want to grow. You want to transform. You want to change things. And if he's not on board with that, I feel like you are going to check out. They keep telling me again, if you were a book, he's illiterate. He cannot read. What is that saying that I love? It's you cannot have butterfly conversations with caterpillar people. If you've evolved past a point that he can understand, he can no longer match your energy because he hasn't evolved to that stage in his life yet, and he might not. The Lotus, spiritual enlightenment. This is a whole lot of transformation. Spiritual enlightenment, purity, calm, tranquility, new beginnings. Remember your roots. Remember where you came from. But you are transforming. You are transcending obstacles in your life right now. I really feel that. Light bulb. This came out in reverse. He thinks he's getting a victory. He's not. Invention, intelligence, idea, creativity, and breakthrough. I feel like the only breakthrough he's going to have, the light bulb's going to click on when you're gone, if you decide to leave. That's what I strongly feel. I feel like he has no freaking clue right now. He's oblivious to it. The root chakra, he's not grounded. This came out in reverse. Fear, unstable, anxiety, ungrounded energy. The alpha, there will be no new beginning. This came out in reverse. We have the alpha and the omega. There's an ending. There's not a new beginning for him. The pyramid, also in reverse. So normally this would be the stairway to heaven and the afterlife. In the reverse, hell, darkness, and separation. And that's what his current state is going to be. All right, a couple more here. What is the final outcome? Well, I didn't even shuffle, and we have strength. So you need to have strength in this situation, have patience, conviction, and determination and courage to go forward. Again, you could be dealing with a Leo, have Leo in your chart, or he could. Let's see, Page of Coins. It's time to start setting some goals. It's also time to manifest the positive opportunities that you want and stay loyal to your dreams. Seven of Cups, you're about to have a lot of options when it comes to love. And I am not kidding you. There is some sort of unexpected person coming in your life. You're about to have options, maybe multiple. So choose wisely and listen to your intuition before you make a decision. Four of Swords, you are very burnt out when it comes to this and you need a break. You're sick of it. You really don't want to do this anymore. So I think you need to take a break. You are either taking some sort of action in this situation to go forward because it's like you're gathering your confidence and you are going forward bravely. This is action being taken because you're overwhelmed. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and we definitely have a lot of overwhelm and burden, stress and duty, and it's time to lay down the swords as well as it's time to lay down these heavy burdens that you've been carrying. All right, so very immature love, and that's ending, it looks like. So whether he comes in with a new offer, you're like, that's not what I want. I think it's going to be rejected. What else do we have? Justice. So might be dealing with courts, contracts, legalities, but justice being served. This person is very ignorant when it comes to how the world works, I feel like. And without totally insulting him, because I'm not trying to do so, I feel like he needs balance in his life, but he's so clouded in his judgment that he doesn't realize what needs the balance. And so that might be taken out of his hands. The decision might be made by the courts, not by him. And that there will be some sort of quick communication about your rebirth and transformation. You're tired of the betrayals, the backstabbing, and the bullshit. He's going to have to hit rock bottom when you sever ties. For him to have his own enlightenment, his own new beginning, he's going to have to be willing to take a leap of faith and to actually go forward in a new direction. King of Cups. This may be the evolution that he needs to kind of get his shit together, but he's currently dealing with a lot of instability and anxiety and fear. And what he really needs to operate in is devotion, loyalty, wisdom, generosity, and faithfulness in his emotions. And then things start to turn around. So whether the good luck is on your side or his side, this is the truth coming out that I think you're going in a new direction. He's going in his own direction. Your direction looks a lot better. His direction looks a lot worse. And so good fortune and things are starting to follow you, but karma sees everything and it's coming to change things. It's coming to level the playing field. It's coming to set things right. So no more overthinking this. I feel like he's going to have to face his own karma, and he's probably going to overthink it once this really happens. But it's like the frustrations aren't ending, and that it's like you guys are ready to throw in the towel, or one of you's ready to throw in the towel on this situation because you're not seeing anything change. You're still dealing with past stuff. So whether that's exes coming back, somebody feeling really nostalgic, maybe you're feeling nostalgic, like you aren't quite ready to throw in the towel. You have a lot of history together, but is it working? Queen of Wands. It's time to gather your confidence, your courage, your passions, be more independent, and go forward. Your final card for your reading. We have 3 of them. All right. So you're looking for some sort of adventure, the Knight of Wands. It's flighty energy, so be careful that you're not getting involved with somebody who is a flight risk, a rebel, a hothead, a flirt. There's lots of passion and adventure. If this is you chasing your passions, go for it. If this is somebody that you're having like a one night stand with, don't do that. Eight of Cups. You need to walk away from what isn't working so that you can go towards your Wheel of Fortune, your good new possibilities coming in. And then I think you actually get the kind of love that you're looking for. You have the Lovers twice, two different decks, but you have to listen to your intuition about the choices that you make pertaining to love. That there's, you know, there can be trust and harmony and taking a leap of faith. And yes, it will scare you, but at the same time, if it's the right fit, it's the right fit. Could be a Gemini that you're dealing with, either currently or in the future, but some sort of choice has to be made, and you have to make a decision to walk away from what isn't working. So that's what I have. I wish I had some better news for you, but as we know in life, not everything is roses. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to try and answer them. I wish you well on your journey. Let me know how things go. Check back in a couple of months or whatever if things change. If this new person comes in your life, I always like to know how people are doing. So shoot me an email, shoot me a message, let me know, and we'll talk soon. Hope it works out for you. Take care.